Thank you very much, Alex. I can see Alex for inviting us back to this auspicious background. We've been here before. I think this is my third time to be here. I was here last May, came back from President Chamisa. And before then, I'd been here several times when I served in the Government of National Unity as Minister of Finance. So it's a privilege to be here with so many Zimbabweans in the audience. It's ironic that as Zimbabweans we are having a discussion on democracy here in London, a discussion that we can't have back at home without the CIO and state security agents harassing us. In fact, I was saying to some people outside that this is our 12th launch of the book. We had about 6-7 launches in South Africa. We went to Malawi, but it was only in Zimbabwe that we launched our book without the actual book. But why democracy? We write this book because democracy has become a contested narrative.
Saka hazvigoni kuti nyika yebudirire kuinda
been made into the understanding of democracy that we grew up with and that we understood to mean. Terrorism has made an infraction into the concept of democracy as we know it. And this terrorism is very sophisticated. It has shifted attention from state to state conflict into private bandit groups. Papa spoke of Boko Haram, Al-Shabaab, ISIS, and others. So it has redefined the landscape and theory of democracy as we have known it for years. Populism too is revisited and redefined the concept of democracy as we know it. And the twin cousin of populism is nationalism. States and elites have become inward-looking, and the nation state is on the rise. And in Africa, the nation state is a tragedy because the nation state is just a motley of little tribes that are amalgamating and profiling an agenda which on the face of it sounds national, but stripped of any decency, it's really an agenda of patronage and looting and grandstanding the state. Here in the United Kingdom, we see the manifestations of nationalism in the context and concept of Brexit. I was saying to my British friends that welcome to Africa. What we have been witnessing is what we've been living for decades and tickets. Another challenge to democracy is the concept of performance legitimacy. So you don't derive your legitimacy as a leader from the consent of the people. You derive your legitimacy as a leader from performance legitimacy defined in terms of huge roads that are built by Chinese capital, huge dams, huge bridges. So you find on the African continent countries that are nominally doing extremely and exceptionally well, but without a democratic content into it. For example, Rwanda. For example, Ethiopia under Meles Zenawi. Egypt under President Sisi. Some would say Libya, and Libya is a contradiction because many are actually arguing that Libya was doing well under the dictator Muammar Gaddafi and not now. So in writing this book, we had to speak to all those issues and to restate the supremacy and sacrosanctity of democracy. We define democracy in broad terms, bigger than and much more comprehensive than an election that comes once in 5 years. And being a Zimbabwean, I know a lot about elections. Since independence in 1980, we've had 33 elections. That is an average of an election every 4 years, but those elections have not delivered because of dictatorship, autocracy, and electoral authoritarianism. We define democracy to mean an inclusive economy, inclusive growth, and the development of state that carries everyone on board. We continue the arguments that we make in the book, Making Africa Work, by saying that you can have a robust economy, but you need a solid, sustainable democracy that includes everyone else. And three things are dear to us in making the case for democracy. The first one is that governance has to be governance reflecting the consent of the public, reflecting the social contract. Those that govern must have the will of those that are governed. And in Zimbabwe, that has been the disjuncture, that for 39 years, for 40 years, we've been run by a group of men and women that we've had no relation to. We've been run by a group of men and women that have basically captured state power and used it for personal aggrandizement and the reproduction of the regime survival agenda and the power retention agenda. We also place a great deal of thought on the capacity of genuine democracies to self-correct. But the self-correcting component of democracy only comes in when there's a genuine electoral delivery system that actually delivers. So in many countries in the world, there's a self-regulation because you know that after 5 years, you are going to be held to account by an electorate. Regrettably, in Africa, that doesn't work. And in Africa, particularly in Southern Africa, we have a very cynical landscape that is evolving at the present moment. Our region has become so toxic. You have the Democratic Republic of Congo, where for 2 years a president hung on to power well outside the constitutional limits. Some would cynically argue, why do we call the Democratic Republic of Congo democratic and Republican? Because it's neither the above. And those of you who have been to DRC will wonder why the president of the DRC must be called the president of the DRC. Because for all intents and purposes, he's actually the mayor of Greater Kinshasa, defined to include Lubumbashi. It's not, it's an artificial state. You have challenges in Zambia under President Lungu, where gains that have been made under the MMT are being reversed. And just like Zimbabwe, the opposition is under threat. Our friend Echende Echelema is regularly in prison with members of his party attacked on a day-to-day basis. Newspapers are being shut down, and so it has become a copybook of dictators. You look at what is also happening in Tanzania, where President John Pombe Magufuli came with great promise to the region, but regrettably 2 years later, opposition political parties are being banned. Botswana has got its own challenge with the trouble brewing between the former president Ian Khama and the current president Mosisi. There are also huge challenges in Mozambique, huge amounts not accounted for, and serious challenges with the International Monetary Fund. So it's a contested region. It's a contested region, and if you look at it, it justifies why we have written this book, that democracy works. And we make comparisons, particularly in the first 3 chapters of the book. We make comparisons in performance between those countries that can be described as free. Countries like Senegal, countries like Mauritius, countries like Botswana, how well they've been doing fantastically because not just of regular elections, but also open markets and functional economies. So the self-correcting element is very key. But we go beyond the subject of elections. We make the point that it's what happens in between the elections that is so critical. Number one is the existence of constitutions, but not just constitutions, constitutionalism and the rule of law. Oftentimes in Africa, and all of us have got beautiful constitutions. If you go to Uganda, there's a wonderful constitution in the Republic of Uganda, Malawi too, Kenya too, Zimbabwe too. But the challenge is not the existence of a constitution. The challenge is the existence of constitutionalism without, so the existence of constitutions without constitutionalism. We pay great respect to South Africa, where a strong judiciary has been a bulwark against the excesses of nationalism, including the vagaries of state capture. Number two is strong functional institutions. It is so key to have democracy in a democracy, sustainable democracy, founded and anchored on strong institutions. Strong institutions include a strong civic society, strong churches, strong business associations, a strong judiciary. Ultimately, in the long term, the biggest guarantor of our democracies are these strong and functional institutions. Number three is a vibrant civic society that is capable of holding to account the ruling elite and the executive. And in South Africa, when we launched the book, it's the kind of society where there is a demonstration every day in South Africa. And you join a demonstration and then you ask, but why are we demonstrating? It's very important to have a strong and vibrant civic society as a guarantor to the rule of law and to democracy. I come from a country called Zimbabwe. In November 2017, with the military coup that removed the SWA president, Comrade Robert Mugabe, as we call him back at home. The expectation then was that after the coup, there would really be genuine change in Zimbabwe. Regrettably, an opportunity was missed in November of 2017. The hope and expectation of everyone was that the military that took over would bring in a transitional government that included Morgan Tsvangirai and other Democrats to actually offer Zimbabwe a chance of reform, to actually offer Zimbabwe a chance of sustainability, to actually offer Zimbabwe a chance of saving itself after 38 years of decline and poverty. Regrettably, that did not happen. We then went on to an election, the election that was held on the 30th of July 2018. Once again, we had great expectations for that election, that it would be free and fair, and that it would usher in a government created by the genuine consent of the citizen. And regrettably, that did not happen. The election of the 2018 remains contested. The crisis of legitimacy remains at the fore of the crisis in Zimbabwe as I talk to you right now. Fast-track the country 6 months after the election. We have a huge political crisis, a crisis of legitimacy. We have a huge political crisis in respect of which political space is being closed. As I speak to you right now, there are 7 political activists that are languishing in prison. Their crime was to have a democracy meeting in Maldives. As I speak to you right now, leaders of civil society, including trade union leaders, are being visited and harassed by state security agents. On the economic front, there's a crisis. We have a hyperinflation that is reaching 300%. The last time we had hyperinflation was in 2008, where our hyperinflation was 500 billion%, the second highest in the world after Hungary in 1956. But to have these two crises happening in less than 10 years is a miracle, and indeed a miracle of failure. Previous countries that have gone through this same experience have required wars. In the case of Germany, 2 world wars to get to where Zimbabwe is at the present moment. We are suffering from a serious dislocation of monetary policy. We operate on 4 multiple pricing systems. There's a price of goods when you use the most common form of cash transfer called EcoCash, mobile phone transfer. There's a price for what we call RTGS, the real transfer gross system. The real transfer means real time. In Zimbabwe, it's not real time. There's a price for the US dollar. And speaking of the US dollar has been commodified again. We've tried to de-dollarize, and the net result is that the exchange rate is shot up between 1 to 9 or 1 to 10, meaning that if you want to buy 100 US dollars, you require at least 200 of our local fiat currency, fictitious currency, either the bond note or the RTGS dollar. These figures do not capture how the average men and women are living in Zimbabwe at the present moment. 79% of our people are living in extreme poverty, surviving on less than US 35 cents a day. We call it Tsaona, which literally means accident, an accident of survival. And with Tsaona, you buy 4 leaves of vegetable, you buy a Coke or a little cup of cooking fat, and you buy a plate of or meal, and that's your day. As a result, all the social indices have collapsed. The maternal mortality rates, 96 out of 1,000 women are dying at childbirth. Infant mortality rate, 86 out of 1,000 babies are dying at childbirth. The same applies to our mortality rates. During the crisis years, they've fallen to 34 for men and 30 for women. We are back again in the under 40 range for our mortality figures. So it's a crisis that requires immediate solution. We know, for instance, that there's discord within the state security agents. There's discord inside the state itself. We had a coup in November of 2017. President Obasanjo will tell you that in Africa, coups like London buses come in dozens. Wait for 4 hours, and then in the next hour, 4 will come. So there's a real danger of an implosion in the form of another military intervention. There's a real danger in the form of an implosion in that we've got a young population. 70% of Zimbabweans are below the age of 35. They are young, they are educated, in the technically savvy. You find them on Instagram, you find them on Facebook, you find them on Twitter. Those kids are going to be on the streets unless we're able to provide them with jobs. We have not been growing enough to cater for these children. The Zimbabwean economy needs to create 1 million jobs a year to cater for the population increases. We are not creating jobs, we are in fact destroying jobs. We met Secretary Harriet Bowden in the morning today, and the big message we met to her this morning was that there has to be international pressure for dialogue in Zimbabwe to create a soft landing for Zimbabwe to avoid an implosion. It is in the self-interest of everyone. Those who believe in democracy, those who believe in sustainable markets, those who require investment. We have to create a soft landing for Zimbabweans so that Zimbabwe can join the nation, the community of nations that are moving forward and progressing in the region. I thank you very much.